Thank you guys for that. I hope you got a chance to get some notes from those sessions. You can pack that up as a summary for your team when you get back home. Obviously, a lot of good sessions. So we're going to shift gears slightly. Come on up. We don't exist in a vacuum. We're not the implementers at RESO. The organizations out in the space need to do that. And there's a lot of different parties who are part of giving guidance and best practices. What we do at RESO provides a lot of those things as good ways to collaborate, to integrate, to data share, et cetera. So our friends from NAR are here to talk a little bit about some of the work that they're doing to help your organizations do that collaboration. We don't have a lot of formal wear at RESO, but Jason Sanchez is wearing tuxedo Nikes, so we're definitely into the RESO wear here. So take it away, guys. Thank you.
I'm thinking we want this. Yeah, Jason. I'm just saying.
You go first.
Oh, okay. He said I'm first. You know, a friend of mine, when I got up, said, break a leg. And I'm not sure if that's a criticism of the topic or he was really wishing me luck. So my name is Bill Lublin. I'm NAR's MLS and Data Management Liaison, and Jason Sanchez is my bodyguard. I'm just saying. It'd be so nice if this worked. There we go. Yep. Isn't that great? So I just want to thank, by the way, this was a 2-year project at NAR, the data sharing work group. And I want to shout out Nicole Jensen and Simon Chen and Shad Bogany, who spent a lot of time working on it, and RESO for being really supportive, because without the standards that we're here to talk about for 3 days, the idea of data sharing just becomes an incredible mess. So the benefits are obvious. You know, brokers, I'm an active broker. I'm in 2 different state markets. As we get in, as brokerages grow larger or we move from area to area, we have lots of data challenges. We have overlapping market disorder. Many years ago, I actually belonged as a single office operation to 5 different multiple listing services that were all within 1 metro area. It provides greater listing exposure, lead gen. It eliminates certain fees. It helps us identify opportunities for business expansion and provides more data transparency to consumers. So what are the ultimate goals of data sharing? One, it's really embarrassing if you're a real estate agent or broker and your client knows more about a geographic area than you do. It's embarrassing because we shouldn't let them do that. We should know that information. But the places that we go, if they're limited in that information, give us a very, very tunnel view of the geography around us. So I'm in Philadelphia. Go Phillies. Any Arizona people? We got to have some. 5 o'clock, winner buys drinks. I'm down. So, well, it's game 7. Like I got to give Arizona credit. We and they are making this a very exciting runoff. But who? Rangers. Oh, okay. We're going Rangers. Well, that's, you know, this is Texas. Yeah. You got him. You guys can talk at lunch. So back to where we are. One of the things we need as practitioners is not to abdicate to our clients the job of finding property information, paths of migration, information on surrounding areas, whether they're second homes. But in my market in Philadelphia, we do business at the Jersey Shore, not the one you've seen on TV, the southern one that's not quite as crazy. And we do business up in the Poconos. We do business in the center of the county. So it's really handy for our clients if we can provide information from some of these areas. The other thing is, we really want to provide as much information about inventory to our clients and our consumers as we can. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that I'm going to drive 2 hours to sell a home, because that's just not going to happen. But what it does mean is I may want to know who in that marketplace is really active, who specializes in lakefront or oceanfront property, who seems to have information on investments in that marketplace. And having a data share is really important to that sort of thing. So why did we build a data sharing toolkit? Is this you? Okay, I'm still talking. I'm telling you, he's here to make sure I just don't go off the rails. Those of you who know me in the room understand how close to going off the rails I always am. So one of the purposes of this is to provide the people in the marketplace with a do-it-yourself guide to data sharing, right? To give them resources. So I'm the president-elect of the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors in 2024. At a recent leadership meeting, I was sitting with an AE from the northeastern part of our state, where there are a number of very, very small multiple listing services, and they're trying to work out a data share among them, and they have no roadmap. This provides a roadmap for them. And when I said, oh, you know, we have this thing that we've been working on for 2 years at NAR, you don't have to do everything. It's just like a YouTube video. Gives you an idea how to tie a bow tie. Doesn't mean you're going to automatically be able to do it. You're still going to have thought processes to move through, but it really is a useful roadmap for this AE and for her volunteer leader who's coming into the presidency of their association next year. And this, again, puts us back in a position where we as realtors are the trusted source of property information, which is really key. And this is where I do the handoff. You're not supposed to notice that. It was smooth, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay? Or you guys are still out there, right? It's a lot of lights. So please, Jason.
So now that we've learned a little bit about the toolkit and some background, I'll talk to you a little bit about what RESO does as far as data shares and making them successful. RESO, as you all know, has a wealth of information that MLSs may use, and to help and deliver data shares through analytics tools, which a lot of you are using now. And MLSs have adopted RESO standards to allow MLSs to freely share MLS data that leverage the benefits of standard data to help align markets. That way you can have data sharing streamlined through other MLSs. So as far as how RESO standards help align markets, it really just, there's a lot of different ways. Creating a standard in every market helps align. It's a win-win for everybody. There's no domination as far as one market or control. It's really a fluid, understanding between markets. So, and also RESO helps provide that clarity as far as if you have a standard and you have fields that are truly local, not just nuanced. You can have different fields like bodies of water, et cetera. Just makes it much easier, to display those particular local fields, and the descriptions are aligned as well. So RESO provides the opportunity to clean up your data, as you're going through this process and going through the data share alignment. You have the opportunity to clean up your business rules and your rules and regulations. That's another advantage of a data share as well. How RESO standards help data share execution just makes it much easier for the tech providers, of course, a lot of people in the room, to integrate and deliver that data to multiple markets. And everything as far as a standard, as you know, those of you that have done it, and a lot of us have, mapping is simplified and it's significantly, so it just makes it a lot easier when you're going through this process. Data sets can evolve as RESO standards evolve. It's kind of a hand-in-hand thing. The data sets evolve and then the RESO standard comes with it. So it just makes the speed of launch and it makes it increase. So also the maintenance, going through that process of maintenance could be a headache. Having standardization just makes it simpler. What are the secrets of success for data sharing? So we'll kind of go a little bit into some of those secrets. It needs to be driven significantly by market need. The scope has to be defined depending on your market, be it that it's regional, statewide, or multi-state. So this will, be something that you sit down and you talk about in your market. No one size fits all. Data shares can be a patchwork approach during this process, as far as like going through the toolkit, like Bill mentioned. We are working with the WAVE group, and we're putting a lot of this information, and we're seeing a lot of these different data shares have various methods as far as how they put the data shares together. So it could be a patchwork approach, a technology and business, or a little bit of a hybrid between those relationships. So, and the other thing is, as far as like, don't try to boil the ocean. Take it in phases. Those of you that have gone through these, it's always a smart thing to take a phased approach. When you're doing data shares, as far as like, going through it, it could be trying. It could be something that, is difficult to go through that. But once you get down to the nitty-gritty and work through it, you'll see in a lot of situations that you get unintended benefits. Trust built opens up between, collaborations, and the staff and your subscribers and your leadership will start to build that cohesion. Shared services, we've seen that come about. You have more opportunity there, and you see alignment and opportunity as far as like what your markets can do and what your MLSs can do. Best practices as well. So once you're going through the process, you'll align your best practices, and it really benefits your data share. The other thing, as far as disaster relief, we heard a lot about data security and cybersecurity. That can be something that you look into as far as your backups too as well. So big benefit there. Components of a NAR data share toolkit. Pass that over to Bill.
So the great thing about the toolkit is that, so I'm a volunteer leader. I've been for many years. Some of you are, but most of you are staff at very high levels. We'll reinvent the wheel if you don't show us a roadmap. And you don't need the real reinvent it all the time, right? We know how we can do these things. So by having definitions, success stories, what is a data share, what's not, how's it different from a regional MLS, what are the opportunities for the brokers, what are the opportunities for the MLSs, what can the data share provide for consumers, how do you get started? It's just asking the right questions and showing where other people have gone. In the example I gave you in the northeastern part of our state, some of these associations may end up collaborating in even greater ways, as some of them are struggling to find leadership, some of them have extra leadership. You don't know, as Jason said, what's going to come from this. But you start by checking with your brokers if they have interest in it, having town hall discussions. We're big fans of transparency. We believe the more information people have, the better decisions they make. Focus groups as they're appropriate. And then we have a guide for sample discussion to see how this is going to work. And then you need to see what the governance and operating principles are. We've spoken with a number of people overseas, for example, and I'm the guy who keeps saying the difference between a portal and an MLS is governance and operation. It's rules. It's how we do things, right? We don't do what we want to do. We do what is the right thing. So this helps us look at engaging all different sizes, determining what your group or the individual groups involved in this have as key operating tenets, and then who's going to lead ongoing management and maintenance. Everybody doesn't have to do everything, and this helps give them a direction. We have some case studies of reciprocal links, multi-market reciprocal access on lockboxes, use of RPR, multi-state referral networks, regular referral networks. We don't know what this data share is going to look like for each group, but we're trying to give them examples of how other people have reacted or met this opportunity. And then data consistency, and that's back to Jason, because as a volunteer leader, I don't have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, give me a hand if you feel it. I will lean into my leadershipness.
Yeah, I feel so inferior right now. But so data consistency across markets, it's really about your outline, what you do, being consistent, make sure your statuses, your property types, your descriptions, have a worksheet. This is all about making that data, consistent, making sure it's streamlined, making sure it's accurate, for your user and your subscribers. It's the role of RESO in creating these business rules and standards and all these work groups that everybody here is a part of. And having an outline, is just the consistency of your rules and regulations. So, technology paths to data sharing. There's methods as far as your data sharing. You have descriptions, you have graphs, you have screenshots, and these are things that you'll see in our toolkit. And we'll, just outline a lot of these things that we've discovered with the different data shares that are out there. And we're just going to kind of, show you how those things are being used in different data share methods out there. So make sure you look through that. It's just going to be a guide. It's going to be a resource for you. The key elements as far as making sure that you submit your request, provide a sample RFI with key components. So these are just different things that you'll see as part of that guide. Gaining approval of a data share. Once you've gotten to that step, sample in person, webinar presentations, have that, an outline of that, and as far as how you're going to provide your key benefits and your FAQs, have your sample email, newsletter campaign, your social media campaign, that's all going to be also part of our RFI too as well. Communications, once you're to that step, it's time for a launch plan. You put your announcement out there. You have, again, your presentation, your webinars, however you're educating your users and your subscribers, your newsletter campaign, your social media. All these will be part of that component on the RFI. Okay. So as far as next steps, we're going to launch this toolkit at NAR NXT. We're compiling all that, working hard with Wave Group. We'll be pushing out all that information during our MLS sessions, and also there'll be other sessions at NXT, broker sessions as well. Got to give a shout out, like Bill did, to our chair of the PAG, which was Nicole Jensen. You'll probably see her in these presentations and giving out once we launch that toolkit and implementing it out there. So that's pretty much been our presentation. If there's anything that you want to find out about data sharing or the toolkit in general.
Please don't bother us. Yeah, just don't talk to us for the next 2 days.
Well, don't bother Bill.
We'll be around, but if you, I do want to say one thing, because I know Sam's ready to rip us off here, because his timer doesn't work and we're probably over time as well. But on behalf of all of the volunteer leaders that you work with and all of the members of your organizations that you don't see, thank you for spending your time and putting your heart and minds into organizing sense out of this mess that we have grown over the many years. And give yourselves a hand, would you please? Come on. You like you better than that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.